2018 BMW 5 Series Touring Review. The good points of BMW 5 Series Touring: great comfort and refinement. Up to just 1,700 liters luggage space. Spacious, high-quality interior. 520d offers 65.7 miles per gallon and 114 km. Intuitive and advanced infotainment. The bad points of BMW 5 Series Touring: lacks driver involvement. No 7-seat option. The Touring will be the estate version with the BMW 5 Series, and BMW's rival for that, Mercedes-Benz A-Class Estate and Audi A6 Avant. Accounting for around 25% in the 20,000 annual 5 Series sales inside UK, it's one with the most versatile all-round family cars money can find. It combines a spacious interior, large luggage capacity, excellent refinement and strong performance with good to exceptional fuel efficiency. Of all BMW's range, merely the X5 SUV can cover more bases in terms of load lugging, family-friendly practicality. Lots of small improvements. The 5th generation 5 Series Touring takes an evolutionary way of improving on its predecessor, though the gains are worthwhile nonetheless. It grows slightly in most way, being 36 mm longer, 8 mm wider and 10 mm taller. Despite this, weight falls by around 100 kilograms, thanks mainly for the body shell using more lightweight aluminum than its predecessor alongside conventional steel. That helps agility, dynamics and fuel efficiency. Key for the Touring's appeal, naturally, is its large luggage capacity above. That increases using a relatively small 10 liters to 570 liters while using rear seats in position A-Class, 640 liters, A6 Avant, 565 liters, though the boot floor is low plus the aperture generously wide, which makes it relatively easy to load large items. Lots of engines and transmissions. An array of 4- and 6-cylinder petrol and diesel turbocharged engines can be found, with 6-speed manual or 8-speed automatic transmissions and also a choice of rear S-drive or all-wheel drive X-drive, according to engine specification. The 520d remains to be the big seller, with 80% of buyers won over by its blend of 187 bhp with 65.7 miles per gallon and 114 km. Buyers also can choose from entry-level, but nonetheless generously equipped, SE or M Sport trim levels. The options list is extensive, but choice is often bundled into attractive packages. The verdict: it handles almost as well as being the Saloon, is merely comfortable, and has now all the engine and trim options it is possible to shake a stick at. There are a few compromises with regards to refinement and dynamics compared to using the Saloon, but we're talking tiny ones. You'll get each of the premium experience you'd expect from your Saloon, too. Which is a valuable thing, because with the many thoughtful improvements for the load bay the estate's USP, certainly, a great deal of small upgrades have generated a very competent car. Is it the right large estate car? Pretty much. Review, where we'll cover all of this and more in greater detail. We've driven both diesel models. The BMW 520d is the reason for around 80% of the Touring sales, plus most circumstances. It truly is impressively smooth and quiet for just a 4-cylinder diesel engine, and delivers acceptable performance and low to mid-range flexibility for typical driving. Revving it harder as well as the refinement deteriorates, performance seems slightly sluggish plus the power delivery quickly plateaus, but there's nothing particularly unusual in this. The BMW 530d marks an important upgrade. Not only do you get 263 horsepower, but in addition a massive 220 Nm more torque above the 520d, and its torque that's answer to a diesel's mid-range thrust. The additional performance turns the 5 Series Touring to a genuinely quick car, plus suits the luxurious touring greater than the 2.0-liter 520d. It's quieter while resting, smoother with the range, and faster plus more flexible too. 4 engines can be purchased at launch: 530i, 540i, 520d, 530d. Petrol BMW 5 Series engine specs. The BMW 530i is in reality a 2.0-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine. An 8-speed automatic gearbox and rear-wheel drive is standard. The 530i produces 252 horsepower and accelerates from 0-62 miles per hour in 6.5 seconds. It returns 48.7 miles per gallon, with CO2 emissions of 133 gkm. The BMW 540i works on the 3.0-liter 6-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine. An 8-speed automatic and X-drive all-wheel drive is standard. Producing 340 horsepower, it accelerates from 0-62 miles per hour in 5.1 seconds, which enables it to return 38.7 miles per gallon with 167 gkm. Diesel BMW 5 Series engine specs. The BMW 520d is often a 2.0-liter 4-cylinder turbodiesel provided by either 6-speed manual or 8-speed automatic gearboxes and rear-wheel drive. It produces 190 horsepower with 65.7 miles per gallon and 114 gkm, and accelerates to 62 miles per hour in 7.8 seconds. The BMW 530d relies on a 3.0-liter 6-cylinder turbodiesel engine, and it is available in rear or all-wheel drive by having an 8-speed automatic gearbox as standard. It delivers 261 bhp with 60.1 miles per gallon and 124 gkm, and accelerates from 0-62 miles per hour in 5.8 seconds. The 5 Series Awachi features a bigger, less nimble feel compared to the more compact 3 Series, and BMW engineers softened the suspension a little for your touring version. So whilst it handles neatly, rides well and grips strongly, Into your market is tilted more towards comfort than outright dynamics, by incorporating body roll. A comparable Mercedes A-Class furnished with air suspension is a bit more comfort-focused still. Both cars are fantastic to drive, but it's the BMW that strikes the greater compromise. Plenty of traction and poise. Lower-powered versions such as the 520d rarely need over-rear-wheel drive. Unlike the Saloon, the 520d Touring launches inside the UK just with rear-wheel drive, and we'd recommend winter tires to be more effective than all-wheel drive in snowy conditions anyway. However, X-Drive all-wheel drive is optionally offered on some models, such as the 530d. It's a smart system, which retains the sporty feeling of rear-wheel drive with added grip in many extreme circumstances. There's no wheel spin when accelerating hard coming from a busy junction, as an example. Steering differences. The steering of 520d and 530d models seemed quite different. Both test cars were fitted with optional adaptive suspension, whilst the 520d wore 18-inch alloys as well as the 530d a 19-inch version. The 520d steering felt too light in comfort mode, and even though it gained some fat in sport mode, it felt unnatural in the manner it's self-centered. The 530d steering stood a more reassuring weight, for really reassurance when cornering plus a greater feeling of precision. Either way, however, the electrically assisted steering just isn't particularly feelsome, which has a slightly sterile character. The cabin in the 5 Series Touring feels suitably premium, using a driving position that's unmistakably BMW, able to be dropped down low for just a sporty, cocoon feeling, or endlessly configurable to obtain all size and shapes of driver feeling comfortable. The design is stylish and dramatically eye-catching, with all the strong horizontal sweep on the instrument panel incorporating modern twists on classic BMW touches. These range from the exceptionally clear speedometer and rev counter bordered by smaller secondary fuel and water temp gauges. All dials are actually digital, along with the center console that's angled towards driver. Luxury achieved through quality trim. Leather upholstery, aluminum trim inserts and gloss black trim makes a highly luxurious feel, though it's noticeable that gloss black buttons abruptly collapse to cheaper plastic in the outer edges from the center console, and functions are super easy to find without glancing away in the road for prolonged periods. With automatic models, it's worth specifying the paddle shift gear controls fitted towards the steering wheel when they are in standard, whilst the transmission is exceedingly intuitive if left in automatic mode. Oftentimes it's as pleasing to select gears manually, something easier through with paddle shifters when compared to a gear stick. Excellent infotainment leads the way. The standard infotainment strategy is up with all the class best. The graphics are high resolution, the Sedan of user-friendly and follow. Functions are controlled via either the rotary controller and shortcut buttons located next for the gear stick, or by interacting directly together with the touchscreen. The rotary controller also doubles to be a touchpad, allowing occupants to get in, by way of example, postcodes that has a scroll of the finger. If it sounds baffling, it isn't. It quickly becomes second nature to change between the ways. As a choice, gesture control can be obtained, though even more of a novelty when compared to a must-have. You control functions, for example volume control or answering cell phone calls with hand movements. There is, however, no replacement for merge infotainment functions in the instrument binnacle, as is practical with Audi's virtual cockpit. The transition at a saloon for an estate body style can on occasion reduce refinement, because there's no longer a solid barrier involving the cabin plus the luggage area. But the 5 Series Touring is a really refined car, with really low road noise noticeable inside cabin. Wind and engine noise is additionally impressively subdued even at relatively high motorway cruising speeds, adding to your sense of calm inside. Comfort seats do whatever they say. We tried the optional comfort seats, but they're superb, which has a plush, enveloping embrace that you just sink comfortably into. Even the headrests employ a pillowy plumpness. Generous second-row legroom delivers high quantities of rear passenger comfort too. We've tried the 5 Series Touring only on optional adaptive suspension, though the ride quality is mostly smooth in comfort mode using a gentle, controlled lull to suspension movements and simply occasional patter at low speeds on rougher urban surfaces. Big wheels don't destroy comfort. Upgrading from 18-inch to 19-inch alloys does develop a slightly firmer feel since the tires' sidewalls are thinner, but it's still impressively compliant. The optional keyless entry and powered tailgate make to get a yet more luxurious feel. Buyers choose between 2 trim levels, entry-level SE or M Sport, using its noticeably more performance-oriented appearance. Even in SE specification, standard devices are generous. It includes 17-inch 520D only or 18-inch alloy wheels, leather upholstery with heated front seats, Bluetooth, DAB digital radio, 8.8-inch touchscreen with satellite and navigation and real-time traffic information, cruise control, parking sensors, automatic wipers and headlights, LED headlights, To this, M Sport adds 18-inch 520D or 19-inch alloy wheels. Sportier body styling with gloss black exterior trim. Uprated braking for everything bar the 520D. Aluminium trim inserts and M floor mats, pedals and tire. Slightly lower and stiffer sports suspension can also be standard. BMW 5 Series Touring accessories and option packs. Owners can prefer to retain the standard suspension at no cost, or replace it together with the optional adaptive suspension system. A press of your mouse firms or softens the ride quality. The options list is amazingly lengthy and supplies the opportunity to spend poisonous of money. Desirable extras available individually include metallic paint, a panoramic sunroof, electric tailgate along with a rear seat entertainment with twin 10.2-inch screens incorporating Blu-ray drive and entry to TV, radio, DVD, sat-nav, internet and telephone functions. However, popular options combined into packages, offering better value. These are: Comfort Package, with reversing camera, keyless entry, electric folding mirrors, electric memory seats, lumbar support for driver and passenger. M Sport Plus Package, such as either 19 or 20-inch alloy wheels, sun protection glass, along with a Harman Kardon uprated speakers. Premium Package, with Ford's own climate control, ambient air package which perfumes the interior which has a subtle scent, massage comfort front seats along with a ceramic finish for your controls. Technology Package adds the BMW display key using a smartphone-style 2.2 inches LCD interface that permits drivers to remotely check remaining fuel range, alarm status, when the windows and doors are locked, plus much more. Enhanced Bluetooth with wireless charging, Wi-Fi hotspot, gesture control, twirl your finger to increase-decrease volume and head-up display, which projects key information including sat-nav instructions and speed on top of a lower windscreen. Visibility Package, which adds high beam assistant automatically dips and selects high beam in accordance with traffic, headlight wash, and adaptive LED headlights. The headlights reason for align together with the driver's steering input, illuminating more from the road through corners. Driver assistance systems will also be offered, and covered in detail within the safety section. Euro NCAP has awarded the BMW 5 Series Touring a maximum 5-star rating, using a 91% rating for adult occupant and 85% rating for child occupant protection, and 81% for pedestrians. It did note, however, that this passenger-side knee airbag didn't deploy quickly enough to thoroughly cushion the crash test dummy's right knee on the dashboard during its testing. Protection from the driver's neck and rear passenger's chest seemed to be rated as marginal. Driver assistance systems included. A variety of driver assistance systems is accessible. Standard equipment includes collision warning and pedestrian warning, having a low-speed city braking function, plus cruise control. Active cruise control ACC with stop-and-go function is optional, which enable it to be activated between 0130 miles per hour. It keeps a safe distance to traffic, and definitely will even brake with a stop and move off again within a short period. The steering and lane control assistant also operates at quickens to 130 miles per hour, which enable it to be used along with ACC. It steers between white lines. The driving force can remove his hands and the wheel abbreviated periods. Generally good. The machine did have trouble with heavy rain and emerging lanes of traffic during our test. Other assistance systems include lane keeping assistant, which alerts the driver should the 5 Series crosses white lines without indicating, so it helps steer your vehicle back into its lane if the collision is deemed likely. Lane change assistant automatically changes lanes if it's safe to do this. Following a long press in the indicator when steering, and lane control assistant can be active. The rear seats could be folded 402,040. You are able to either lower the complete rear seat back, or split it into the percentages listed. When folded almost entirely flat, the luggage capacity increases by 30 liters compared with all the previous generation to a single 700 liters. A Class 1,820 liters, A6 of 1,680 liters. You may also carry 120 kilograms greater than before at 730 kilograms, along with the standard rear air suspension self-levels to balance the load. Thoughtful details abound. There are a few well-thought-out touches that improve convenience. Force cover automatically retracts and lowers again if you open and close the tailgate, which can be acquired optionally with electric operation. To contain big load safely, you may use the luggage partition net, which extends up in the top with the rear seats on the roof. Previously, you then must store the partition net and load cover in the home, or within the rear footwell, risking damaging or maybe losing them. But BMW has now developed a space below the boot floor so you'll be able to tuck out of sight without eating into space. All the options with the Saloon, plus more. As ever, and uniquely inside the segment, the Touring's rear window opens independently from the tailgate, so you'll be able to drop lighter items of and off it without having to open the entire boot.